you live under a rock, you won't know that every June this little event comes round called E3. And at E3 we have a bunch of game developers who all turn up and they all tell us what games they're making, or they update on the games we already know. There's loads of reveals, there's stuff going on everywhere, there's stalls. For some reason there's always performances, even though they have absolutely no relevance to the content of the show. Keanu Reeves showed up once and people could not get enough of that. And it's just a fun old time because you get some good moments like this.
Gaming.
And you know, everyone gets quite excited for E3. There's lots of new reveals, there's lots of hype in the air, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. It's a good thing to do with a couple of your days when you got nothing to do. Just watch an E3 presentation, because you're going to see something new and you're probably going to see something you want. And just as we enter 2022 and the E3 2022 hype train starts to begin, we got hit with E3 2022 will be an online-only event. Now, when you look online, I've seen a lot of negativity. Then again, when you talk about Twitter.com, the only thing you can see is negativity. But we've been through this before. We had an online E3 last year, and it's sort of the exact same life cycle as any other E3. We get close to it, we start to get hyped up, the rumours and leaks start to come out, some of them are true, some of them are not, everyone gets hyped, the excitement builds, then the show happens, and overwhelming disappointment. I personally never get too disappointed because I keep my expectations in check for this. I don't expect every reveal to be amazing, and I kind of enjoy it when it's bad. Like, there's nothing I love watching more than an absolute dumpster fire of an E3 presentation. Having to watch Todd Howard explain why Fallout 76 was so bad just gives me life. So I personally don't see this online-only news as bad because the actual content of the E3 show and the individual presentations won't be any different. They're still going to be revealing the same games, they just won't be doing it on stage, they'll be doing it via online videos and presentations. But that doesn't mean I'm not concerned about this. We're on 2 online E3s in a row, and I have some issues with it. Something about this just feels like the spirit of the event is dying. And I don't think that's an issue with online, I feel like that's an issue with the concept of online presentations compared to big on-stage theatrical presentations like they used to have. Online presentations are too clean. Some of the best E3 moments come from the messiness, come from someone shouting, "You're breathtaking" at Keanu Reeves, or watching that awful Skyward Sword presentation. They're the best moments, and you're never gonna get them in an online presentation. Also, I feel like when E3's online, it gives more incentive for developers to go their own way. Like, Sony haven't been at E3 for the last couple years, and I feel like an online E3 gives a lot more independence to someone like Microsoft to go and just do their own presentation, a big Microsoft presentation. And then instead of having all the companies together at E3, you got a Microsoft one here, a Sony one there, Bethesda's probably going to start doing their own ones, and it just seems less competitive. E3 is like a battle royale, you know? There's something really cool about having all these big developers in one place being like, our games are the best, no, our games are the best, and then you just have Sega shitting themselves in the corner. So if you move to an online E3, more companies are likely to split off and do their own thing, more separated from the E3 brand. And that just seems less exciting. It's so cool having all the developers here competing against each other for you to buy their games. And I think the biggest concern that we all have is that other than Nintendo, something about these online presentations is just so soulless. I love PlayStation, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. Out of all the consoles, it's my favourite. But Jesus Christ, the state of play boring. Like, I know Nintendo Directs aren't as charming as they used to be, they don't have the skits, but they've still got a fun little announcer, they've got those cool, like, whooshy graphics that fly across, and there's some presentation there, there's some heart into it. It's not just the 4 PlayStation buttons rolling around forever, and it's really boring. And then when you get into, like, medium-sized developers, you know, like your Capcoms, your Bethesdas, their presentations are even more boring. Because at least the bad on-stage shows were just bad. They were funny in the way they were bad. But the online ones are bad and just sterile. There's nothing to them. It's disappointing, and I want some entertainment. If I'm going to watch something bad, I want entertainment out of it. It's like if I'm going to watch a bad movie, it better be a good kind of bad. It better be Cats. It better not be bad. But having said all this, I'm still excited for E3. I'm still going to get progressively more hyped and then get disappointed when it happens, because that's what we do every year, baby. But what are your thoughts? How do you feel about E3? Are you excited for E3? And do you think the future of E3 is online only? Be sure to comment down below and don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be uploading more. We're back in 2022 and I will see you in the next one.